The meaning of the word entertainment is the effort of giving pleasure or enjoyment. But cinema does so much more than providing pleasure or enjoyment. The cinema moves and enlightens us, which leaves fans with a surge of emotions. Well, there are some movies that have had a huge impact on Hollywood. In today's video, we are listing down top 5 movies that have changed Hollywood forever. So without any further ado, let's get started. Number 5. The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring, 2001. The Lord of the Rings trilogy has won several Academy Awards. But the fact is that their ultimate installment, The Return of the King, has amassed 11 Academy Awards, while wrapping up with Ben-Hur and Titanic in the category of the most winning movies. When work for these movies started up, director Peter Jackson launched one of the most driving film shoots of all time, along with the work on the series, which eventually extended for more than 8 years. There is no reason why anything about The Lord of the Rings wouldn't have come together. It's based on a series of fantasy books from the 1950s, which are about a bunch of tiny guys with long hairy feet and a ring. Well, we should also remember that back in 2001, the technology that the directors had to pull this story off was just a CRT monitor and a scientific calculator. Things started to come up together and blew the minds of new viewers. Number 4. Avatar, 2009. James Cameron's popular movie Avatar was the most important and technologically significant film of the 21st century. It took more than 15 years to release the movie, while James Cameron had a task to rewrite the theater, which he implemented very well, spreading 3D layout and being exclusively accountable for almost all the cinema in North America, who made the analog digital projection. The film carried popular viewers to their world of CG, and when they left the room, they found out everything was different. However, Avatar fell short of the Academy Awards to The Hurt Locker, but its legacy is still shining as a movie that built technology to explain a story that couldn't be told in any other way. Number 3. Jaws, 1975. After the arrival of Jaws, things never stay to be the same. The actual blockbuster, Jaws ushered in the period of big hits that dominated at the box office, sending all other movies ducking to the damp floors of the regional art house cinema. With Spielberg's perfect blend of heartfelt emotion, charming characters, and suspense, Jaws' earning formula inspired everyone that came after to look pale in the salty mist of retrospect. Well, we all owe our modern movies successes from Avengers to Jaws to Transformers, but in reality, most of the success of these movies are a representation of the pacing and character work that made Jaws a force to be presumed with. However, Jaws is the film that truly kept people out of the water. Its greatest lineage will be that it generated a new genre of film and allowed Hollywood to catch up the flow. Number 2. SpiderMan, 2002. Every generation has its own beloved version of Spider-Man. Whether it is 1967 cartoon Spider-Man, 1994 scarily strong cartoon Spider-Man, or 2008 weirdly animated Spider-Man. But despite what period you come from, and which cartoon Spider-Man you call as your favorite, one thing is pretty clear that we all got together to put our differences aside while enjoying the hell out of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which turned on a revolution. Just like a spider who lays hundreds of eggs, Hollywood captured superhero insects and began to trigger everything to supervise the community. After the release of Spider-Man, several superhero films began to explode out, which included Daredevil, the Hulk, and the Catwoman. Many films have even turned out to become franchises, which are definitely rising in today's time. The highest-grossing films of every year always feature a superhero film. The concept took Hollywood by storm and shook the movie business into a craze that the world is still witnessing. Number 1. Toy Story, 1995. Toy Story was the major CG animated film. In the past 20 years, its release oversaw a paradigm shift in Hollywood that overthrew institutions and rolled genres on their generals. The chronology of the Toy Story not only led to the disappearance of the animated films drawn by hand, but eventually started the movie business, which concluded the tradition of musicals and princess stories. After Toy Story, everyone took a remark, and everything that we see from those little yellow minions that are taking over the world to every Last Ice Age series and spin-off. The credit definitely goes to Toy Story for inspiring Hollywood to create more films like this. With that being said, it's time to end today's video. Which is your favorite Hollywood movie? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.